Yeah, if anyone has any questions that you didn't get to ask Melissa or Oksana in the previous room, you can put those in the chat. But we've got some comments here for things we'd like to share with the other group, but we might wait till they're back before we
They'll see them when they come back, because they'll just come in and see the screen. But if you and Melissa would like to just continue have like a little panel discussion in the front, we could do that.
Sure. Melissa, are you back? I
am here. I know it's hard to see.
I'm like, I can't see everyone on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pinned now.
Yes,
yeah. I hope, like I said, I hope for folks who were able to join the session that we were able to give you some tools. I think it was our goal to try and help kind of move people along and give them some resources so they could start thinking about quality improvement in their own kind of day-to-day lives. I'm hopeful that the Miss Genetics appointment was a pretty easy example that people could relate to no matter what their kind of role here today. So yeah, errors are opportunities for learning. I love that one that was just added. That's one of my favorite things about quality improvement, and really allows you to kind of think about it uncritically, right? Uncritically in the sense of like, nobody's to blame, right? We're not pointing fingers, we're here to learn. So it's great.
Melissa, do you have any good stories? Do you have any stories from the last year or two of how error led to something?
Me or others?
I'm asking you because you're up there.
I'm trying to think of any errors. I don't think anything's come to mind. I know we've done some different, like I said, CQI projects in NIMAC, and I think they've all had like a little bit of a different flavor to them. Even honestly, some of the state teams work that we were talking about, the NIMAC team was talking about yesterday, are really kind of almost CQI-like, right? We're looking at needs in different states and really trying to tailor the approach within the state team to really kind of improve as a whole access to genetic services. So I think there's lots of lessons that can be learned from CQI or quality improvement, even on the state teams, even if we don't call it quality improvement.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, maybe not even errors, but just roadblocks or, things come up that I think maybe not influence, but maybe spark a quality improvement. Like, how do we make sure this doesn't happen again?
Right. Yeah. I think that's always a good way to kind of approach it about the process and not the person, right? And that's kind of where the errors are opportunities for learning. You're not pointing fingers, you're not laying blame. You're really kind of trying to be thoughtful about how to make things better and more efficient and smoother, so that there aren't these kind of glitches or gaps in whatever it is that you're trying to solve. So.
Andrea and Melissa and Oksana, I think we've closed the other one to.
Oh, good. Okay. So, I see. Yes, we were just chit-chatting.
No, let's get everybody together here.
Yeah, so as everybody comes in, you sort of know the drill by this point. There's a link in the chat where you can share your takeaways from the session you just watched. So I'd love to see what the people that were in the solving difficult cases session want to share over here. And again, if you have any late breaking questions that occur to you, you can put those in the chat as well. So it seems like we saw some, I like that someone said from the other session that errors are an opportunity for learning. I love that. Good message for everybody, including kids.
You could be there in the afternoon. I've included you in the latest things.
So we talked in the other room
here from the quality improvement session are really great tools. So if you weren't able to be in that session, definitely check out the PowerPoint online because I think some of those tools in the planning process are really important and helpful.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great tip for everybody. If you attended the opposite session, go grab the slides from the conference website so you can get all the resources that people were sharing in the other one, and the recordings will be available soon for you to get that too, but in the immediate term you can at least grab the slides. So we did talk in the other room about both the UDN, Undiagnosed Disease Network, and the Rare Genomes Project. So if those are not familiar to you, those are easy things to Google and find out more about it. And as I said, go grab the slides. Looking at the chat.
And a
Stephen.
great contribution from parents of now a young adult diagnosed through the one of these projects. And again, just encourage people to think about all of the projects you talked about in QI or approaches in QI and how we can get people connected who want to be connected with those diagnostic opportunities.
Okay. There's a question that came in from the room that I was in, and I'm going to put it in the chat. And I think it's a question for Dave and Randy, who were the parents that shared their story in the other room about the support group that they had and whether it's inclusive of families with a slightly different diagnosis. Are Dave and Randy with us in here?
Yes.
Perfect.
We have the support group on Facebook. It's called NAA10, or there's a second one called Ogden syndrome. So I think when they join and say what diagnosis they've been given, the person who's in charge of the Facebook page will reach out and talk to them.
Thanks so much. Okay, well, thank you so much for everybody for sharing your insights from the other sessions. I know sometimes it's hard to choose which ones to go to, and we do hope the recordings help with that and the slides. But thank you to all of our speakers for being here with us. And I'm going to pass to Pat now to let us know what's coming next.